Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhardt here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Welcome in and welcome back. It's the Huddle LL League Football Podcast, brought to you this season by Auto House of Lancaster. Thanks for your sponsorship. Bringing the podcast back to talk LL football. We're going to keep it snappy this year. I'm going to try to get to as many topics and subjects as possible. Wrapping up the week before, maybe give you some players of the week, and definitely setting up the week. This week's week one, I'll set you up with those games, give you some picks. First couple weeks are stacked with non-league games. There are 28 games on Friday night. Oh my goodness. Okay, first up, real quick, section favorites. If you didn't see my prediction column, section 1, love Manheim Township. Streaks bringing everybody back, including quarterback Hayden Johnson, who's gone to Lehigh. Watch out for the Blue Streaks. Section 2, Manheim Central, they're bringing back the house, including 2,000-yard rusher Bryson Armold, 2,000-yard passer Zach Hahn, and a whole bunch of skill kids. Barons, could be an interesting season for them. Section 3, I put the bullseye on Garden Spot. I think they have just enough back to be the favorites here, including Kai Harding, the quarterback, 1,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher last year with some good tacklers on D and some muscle up front. Keep an eye on Twin Valley. I think they could also push, but Garden Spot gets my bullseye in the preseason. Section 4, why am missing? Lost a bunch of kids, but they have so much back all over the field. Tons of talent at YO. Put the bullseye on them, but keep an eye on Cocalico. Really like the Eagles. They won District 3 5A last year. YO won District 3 3A last year. Cocalico's got mega weapons all over the place. And this year, YO is at Cocalico later on in the season, and that should be a monster game. Section 5, put the favorite tag on Lancaster Catholic. They were 10-0 last year, won the section, and they have some really good skill kids back. A couple guys up front, and I think the Crusaders will be dangerous again. I think Schuylkill Valley could push. Hamburg will be there. Anvil Cleona, which went to the D3 2A championship last year, also has a lot back. So Section 5 should be a fun race. And I pick Lancaster Catholic now. I'm going to put them there until somebody knocks them off. Township Central, Garden Spot, YO, Catholic. That's who I like going in. Okay, my favorite 4 storylines for this season that I will be tracking starting Friday night. Manheim Central running back Bryson Armold rushed for 2,200 yards last year, 8th back in LL League history to rush for 2,000 in a single season. Can Mr. Armold go back-to-back 2,000? That'd be a heck of an accomplishment. I will have eyes on Kai Harding, as mentioned, from Garden Spot, 1,000-yard passer, 1,000-yard rusher. He said his goal this year is to be a 2,000-yard passer and a 1,000-yard rusher. We'll see if he can get there. Wilson in the Section 1 race. Bulldogs will be going for their 30th LL League Section Championship. They'd be the first team to get to 30 in league history, dating back to 1972. And finally, cool storyline here, speaking of Wilson. Bulldogs enter the season with 593 wins. Manheim Central enters the season with 594 wins in program history. Barons and Bulldogs, oh my, will both most likely could reach 600 program victories in program history this season. So keep an eye on that. It'll be a little later in the year for both of them, but wow, that's good stuff. Okay, storylines, section favorites. All right, let's go to the 28 games this week. Give you a quick nugget on each one. I'll be able to talk a little more later in the season when we're down to a more manageable 15, 16 games a week, but 28 here in week 1. I'll give you a quick nugget and a pick. Buckle up, here we go. Northeast Philly Pub League, coming to Lebanon County now to take on Cedar Crest. Northeast plays good D, but I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think they're motivated. They have some good skill kids back. Champ is back. Custer's back, the quarterback. A couple running backs who have some time carrying the ball, and I think Crest will be motivated. They lost a classmate to a car accident earlier this spring. So I think a lot of motivation for the Falcons coming in. I'll take Cedar Crest at home. Dallas Town at Hemfield. David Pale, he's headed to USC. Southern Cal in La La Land next year. He's a stud. Hempfield going for the 1 seed again in District 3, and they want to defend their Section 1 title. Love the Knights at home here. Hempfield over Dallastown. Rematch alert. Cumberland Valley at Manheim Township. Township beat CV last year in the district quarterfinals on a last-minute touchdown pass from Johnson to Kennel. Those guys are both back. Township's got a ton back in the tank. Like them a lot. I'll take the Streaks over the Eagles. John Bartram out of Philly Pub comes to Lancaster to take on McCaskey. Red Tornado beat Bartram last year at Bartram in week 1 in overtime. So I'm going to go Tornado at home. Like the skill kids they have coming back. And I think they can beat Bartram again. They already beat them once. They'll go for the sweep here. In Tornado Alley, I will take McCaskey over Bartram. Good local game here. CV at Penn Manor. This is a coin toss. Both will have new quarterbacks. Both have enough random kids coming back in the tank. I think Comets will be strong in the trenches, but I'm going to go Buckskins. Like some of their skill kids. And Soren Stoltzfus, their lineman, is really good up front. So I'm going to go Bucks. CV over Penn Manor. Gut hunch pick of the week. CD East at Reading. Red Knights will be really good in the trenches. And I like them after a summer of getting ready and being able to prep for their first game at home. I know they're going to have a new quarterback. But I like Reading here. I'll go Knights over CD East. Wilson at Roman Catholic. That game will be at Upper Dublin in Fort Washington, down Philly way. Wilson's missing some kids. They have some bumps and bruises early on. Roman Catholic is a state-ranked team. I know they lost one really good skill kid to transfer, but they're going to have some athletes on the field. Tricky road test for Wilson out of the gate. So I'm going to go Roman Catholic over Wilson. Daniel Boone at Exeter. It's the Pig Iron Bowl between longtime Berks County rivals, neighboring school districts. Exeter started 12-0 last year and went to the district final. Like them a lot. They certainly have enough back in the tank to be with Manheim Central in Section 2. Eagles over Blazers. Governor Mifflin at Spring Ford. Tricky opener for the Mustangs. Spring Ford returns a 2,000-yard passer. Like them a lot. They're going to be contenders in District 1, so I will go Rams over Mustangs. Palmyra at Lebanon. Both teams with losing streaks. Lebanon has lost 22 in a row. Palmyra beat Lebanon in week 1 last year, and then they lost 9 in a row to finish the season. Another gut hunch pick of the week. I'm going Cedars. They're at home. They have a lot back. And this was a 14-6 game last year that anybody could have won. So I'll go Lebanon at home. Cedars over Palmyra. Westchester East at Manheim Central. Lid lifter for the Barons. They're going to be really good, gang. Like I mentioned before, a ton back, 2,000-yard rusher, 2,000-yard passer. And they whacked Westchester East last year down there at East. So I'll go Barons. Quick start for them. Central over Westchester East. Octorara at Muhlenberg. Michael Miller. Remember his name for the Mules. He's going to have a big year. Muhlenberg over Octorara. 5-star game. Ding, 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 ding. This is going to be great. Cocalico at Warwick. Warriors break in their new refurbished digs over in Lidditz. Cocalico opens defense of its 5A district championship with a ton back, including Sam Steffi, 1,800-yard rusher. Skill kids all over the place. Really like the Eagles. I'll go Cocalico over Warwick. Backyard rivalry alert. Get a trophy for this game, please. I'm begging you. E-Town at Donegal. Both teams retooling. Anthony Sotosante, first-year coach at Donegal. He's tweaking the offense up a little bit. I think the Bears find a way here. I think they have enough back in the tank. There will be a new QB, but they have some good vibes coming off last year going to districts. I'll take E-Town over Donegal. Red Lion at Ephrata. Mounts are itching to get to the playoffs. They have not been there since 1987. I was a junior in high school the last time the Mounts went to District 3 playoffs. I like them here to get a fast start, and they're going to need it because Section 3 is going to be a grinder. Mounts over Red Lion. Kutztown at Fleetwood. Trophy game. It's the Hall of Fame clash between these two teams. Fleetwood won here last year to take an 11-10 lead in the series. They have the trophy. They want to keep it. Like the skill kids Fleetwood's bringing back. Kutztown has a lot of good runners coming back. They're going to be tough on the ground and in the trenches, but I'll go Fleetwood here. Tigers over Cougars. Okay, Conrad Weiser at Garden Spot. This is an intriguing game. Weiser's looking for a comeback kind of a season. They're stuck in that really good Section 4 race. They want to get back to the playoffs, but a tricky opener against Garden Spot. Spartans, as mentioned, I have them as the Section 3 favorite. I think they're going to be tough, and I think they get off to a hot start here. I'll go Spartans over Scouts. Milk Jug, enough said. LS at Solanco. Always a great game. Pioneers lead the series 9-4, but Solanco won it last year 40-35. Crazy game. On the way to an 11-0 start and the 1 seed in the 5A bracket. I think LS has some really good skill kids back. Solanco should be tough in the trenches. They'll have a new quarterback, bit of a different look with some skill kids, but I like the Pioneers here. I think they get the Milk Jug back. I'll go Pioneers over Mules. Battle of the Valleys, Schuylkill Valley at Twin Valley. Both of these teams are looking for section championship runs. Schuylkill Valley in Section 5, Twin Valley in Section 3. They're both going to be there come Week 10. Trust me. I'm going to go Twin Valley in this game. They're at home, love their skill kids, and they have a huge line. I'll go Raiders over Panthers, but that should be a good one. Berks Catholic gassing up the bus and going to Williamsport to take on Loyal Sock. The Lancers are really, really good. The number 4 in the state in 3A preseason rankings with a really good quarterback coming back who was All-State last year. Tricky test for the Saints, so I'll take Loyal Sock over BC in that opener. Couple more. Elko at West York. Raiders will feature Jake Williams. He's back. 1,800-yard rusher last year. New quarterback, yes. New O-line, yes. But Williams is really good regardless of who is blocking for him up front. West York struggling a tad. Raiders beat them last year. I think they win again. I'll take Elko over West York. Why missing? Opening defense of its 4 straight District 3 3A titles at Kennardale. Tough opener for the Rams. YO has 3 road games to get it started, including this one. They'll be fine. Spartans over KD. Hanover at Anvil Cleona. Really like the Dutchman. A ton back, including Cale Harder to run the ball. Jonathan Shea. Holiday. New quarterback, yes, but a lot of weapons back for Anvil Cleona. And I think they put a 50 spot up on the Nighthawks last year. Dutchmen are just fine. Oh, by the way, construction at Anvil Cleona's stadium this fall. So plan accordingly when you go to Dutchman football games. They'll win here. AC over Hanover. Columbia at Eastern York. River rivalry game. Columbia faces its old coach, Bud Kyle, at Eastern York. A lot of stuff going on at Columbia. New quarterback. A lot of new kids up front, but a lot of good skill kids back. And I know Columbia won last year in this game. It's a big rivalry game. I'm going to go Tide again. I think they go across the river, go up the hill to Wrightsville, and get a win somehow. I'll take the Tide over Eastern. Halifax at Hamburg. Enjoy that bus ride, Halifax. Hamburg with a goodly amount of kids back from last year's 9-win team that won a district playoff game. They're going to look a little different in some spots. But I think they get a quick jump here. Halifax had just 1 win last year. Hawks over Halifax. Lancaster Catholic at York Catholic. Can the Crusaders keep it rolling? I think so. They won this game last year on the way to a 10-0 start. They have a lot back, a lot of skill kids back. Elijah Cunningham, 1,000-yard rusher. Keep an eye on David Stefanow, the new quarterback. We'll see how he does under pressure. But I like the Crusaders here. Catholic over York Catholic. Northern Lebanon at Pine Grove. This is a really nice backyard rivalry. Pine Grove went to the Eastern Conference playoffs last year with only 3 wins, lost to Berks Catholic. Northern Lebanon is a sleeper gang. I think they have some really good weapons. Luke Schaefer, who had 140 tackles. Wow. Quarterback Erdman's back. He has some receivers. Moises Gonzalez is back. I think Northern Lebanon's going to be tricky. Look out for them. I think they get a win here. I'll take the Vikings over the Cardinals. Lastly, Biglerville, the Canners, coming to Lancaster County to take on Pequay Valley. Braves get their opener at home. Biglerville won this game 14-0 last year. Pequay Valley won the year before 57-0. I think the Braves get a quick start here. I think they're going to be a sleeper, tricky team in Section 5 that nobody's going to want to play down the stretch, and I think they take care of business at home. I'll take Pequea Valley, Crest, Hempfield Township, McCaskey, CV, Reading, Roman Catholic, Exeter, Springford, Lebanon, Central, Muhlenberg, Cocalico, E-Town, Ephrata, Fleetwood, Spot, LS, Twin Valley, Loyalsock, Elko, YO, Anvil, Columbia, Hamburg, Catholic, Northern Lebanon, Pequea Valley, all 28 of them. That's who I'll take in week 1. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. As mentioned, we're going to try to keep this snappy this year, talk about what's in front of us, get you some picks, probably talk about some top players from the week before, and set you up for all of the weekend games. Next week, there are 4 Thursday games because of Labor Day. Manheim Central will play in Delaware next week. We'll talk about that a lot next week. And there's a Saturday game next week, and it's the Braves Bowl, Octorara, against Pequea Valley. So we'll chat about all that next week. Okay, it's good to be back. The Huddle podcast brought to you by Auto House of Lancaster. Thank you for that. Keep tuning in every week, and we'll chat LL League football. Look for all of our coverage on Lancaster Online, standings, stats, schedules, all the posts, all the game stories, all the photos, all the videos, and my daily 3 facts post. Be on the lookout for that. Thanks for tuning in, gang. I'll catch you next week for week 2. Enjoy week 1, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.